So here's a quick video showing some of the recent updates to hole recognition in Fusion 360. Still lives in the same place, so if I go to the drilling drop-down, select hole recognition, I get the same dialog. Not a lot has changed here. Some of these action buttons are now usable here, so you can just kind of play with these and see what they do. So you've got things like delete segments and add segments, and some show all and inverse selection and that sort of thing. So if I was to select multiples in here, and maybe I actually don't want those ones selected, I can just say inverse my selection there. I can do a unselect all or a select all in here as well. So beyond that, what I really want to show is some other functionality. So let's say as I'm working through here, I see these four holes right here that I've selected, or this group that I've got highlighted. Currently, I'm just going to leave that as a plain blind hole. But let's say that in reality, when we actually go to look at the print, those are tapped. So same stuff on the tool library here. I can just go in and select any of the local or any of the libraries that I want. And then the options, note that I've got checked on here, create operations and align setups. I also have setups already aligned to all the faces around this part that have holes on it currently. And then of course I want to minimize tool changes. So I'm just going to select OK. Hole recognition does its thing, goes and finds all the holes and selects all the tools and creates all the operations. Okay, so we've created all the operations in here. Now remember, there were those four holes that we decided that we actually were going to end up tapping. So one of the newest updates is that now you can right click on the hole recognition folder and say edit, and you'll get an edit dialog in here. So we remember all of the selections that were made previously, um, and we've also filtered out everything, or basically just hidden everything that would have been set to ignore. So in the process of creating these in their aligned setups, we essentially, without having to actually do it, ignored some of the hole groups that are found. So just keep in mind that those are ignored in this dialog because they're being done in another setup. So you would have to edit that recognition folder as well. So because we can now edit, we can go in here and say, nope, actually this is a tapped blind hole. And when we recognize, when we change that to a tapped blind hole, we give you the option of selecting thread types that are near that size. So an M27 matches, a 1 1/16 16 UN matches, and a 1 1/8 UN matches. So we can just say OK. And all hole recognition is going to do is regenerate the required toolpaths for those operations. So we're going to get this little pop-up, didn't find tools for the operations. That's our tapping operation. That's fine. We just didn't have a tool in the library for that. So I'll go in and select a tool from our tool library. Here's our tap right here, and just say OK.